Mike, can you start out with the update on Dak? Will he throw it all today? And if so, or if not, what the schedule is kind of with him going forward?
I think it's important to just address where he is. I think it's just something we've kind of taken a step back. We still feel the same about the type injury, but we're just being more conservative with the timeline. He will not throw today. He will not play in the game Thursday night. Is the plan. Everything's it's just we're after the research and looking at it, we just don't want this to turn into something big. So it's he's doing everything that he possibly can, and but we're just being a little more conservative with his rehab.
This gives them the 4 additional days now here in a block, and then you have the Rams on Saturday.
Correct.
And then you have 2 after that. Is it kind of making sense to put that whole block together and go back into next week?
I mean, that's what we're looking at. I mean, but it's day to day as he goes through it. I'm not putting him in a day to day status, but just after the day off yesterday, visiting with the medical group, we just feel that if it was in season, I think it'd be a different outlook, different focus. But this, because of where we are, having the extra week, we just want to make sure this doesn't turn into something bigger.
I know you see how this plays out, but is it when he does come back, will he not be the same workload he had before? Will he kind of ramp up to get back to it, or?
Great question. I'm sure it'll be some type of pitch count when we talk about the throwing. I mean, I think that's normal. Anytime when you don't throw, you'll work up to a certain number. I mean, but he's still doing all the running. I mean, he's doing all the walkthrough reps. So he's still getting the work that he needs, particularly in the footwork and the time clocks and things like that. We're just cutting out the throwing right now. Correct. Yeah, I anticipate all 3 quarterbacks. We have the practice today, so our process will be for play time and travel and all that. We'll just assess what goes on here today. We have a general idea, and frankly, I'll just have Rich get that to you guys tomorrow. So. Well, you don't like Rich when he brings it?
Yeah, he doesn't.
Well, I know he's not. I know he doesn't present the information as well as I do, but just if you could bear with him, I appreciate it. Yeah, his presentation. Well, he's got his new jersey on too, so I mean maybe. Good. No, he's doing well, but it's just once again I think we're tiring with his career, and we're just being smart. Same with Zach. I mean, it's just time of camp, and frankly, it gives the younger guys and the other guys more opportunities.
But you brought up Dak's not playing the game. All the injured guys, Tyron, he won't play as well.
We'll finalize that all. Yeah, we'll finalize that all tomorrow. But Rich is looking forward to giving you that information.
Mike, you hadn't been with Noah Brown before last year, but he looked like he had kind of remade his body from previously and improved his route running. I'm wondering if Malik Turner is on that same kind of chart for you. Is he changing and improving the way it appeared that Noah Brown did a year ago?
Yeah, I think that's an excellent comparable. I think their path, not knowing Noah before I arrived here last year, just the injuries that he fought through, but special teams, anything you ask him to do, wide receiver wise, I mean has been excellent. He's so versatile, and Malik has the same characteristics, and Malik's workload each and every day is always impressive because. He does everything. I mean, he's on every special teams. I mean, he's doing the opponent stuff. And obviously he's playing all the positions, wide receivers. So Malik's having a heck of a camp.
Does he look different to you than a year ago as a receiver?
Malik?
Yeah.
I think he's definitely improved, and he's more comfortable with what we're asking him to do. So yeah, he's definitely much improved from last year. Yeah, we definitely have had it. I mean, we've had it the most work we could possibly get done in our time frame that we're given here. So I feel great about what we accomplished through all 8 install practices. So we're able to get everything in. That was to me that's always a big hurdle to get over for the first time. I would definitely say the defense is ahead of the offense, so that I feel great about that. Their mental work has been cleaner. So that's a real tribute to the coaches and players. So we got a lot of good things that have come out of these 8 install practices. So we just these next 4 days are a bit different. We got to practice today, and then we travel, and then play Thursday night, and then get back late, and then it's a pretty quick turnaround going into the Rams work. So I'm just excited to play this game and come out of this thing healthy and get the quality work that we anticipate with the Rams on Saturday. So this is a really good stretch for us. I think it'll tell us, give us a better idea where we are.
What are your thoughts on practicing against other teams? What's the benefits, and are there any kind of negatives to going against other teams?
Well, I mean, having the opportunity to visit with Sean. Actually, Sean and I visited again this morning. He's done a lot of it. I haven't done much of it, over the years, just the way we were set up, back here in Green Bay. But, I'm for it. I've done it early in my career. But, at the end of the day, it's really being on the same page team-wise. I want the work. I want the, all the situation work that we're going to do. It's going to be very situation-heavy practice. We'll pretty much hit every situation. So. And it gives you a chance to train in a little safer environment than playing the game. So and I think the fact that he's done it a lot of late, so I'm excited for our guys. I'm not interested in the extracurricular activity nonsense. I mean that's not what this is about. We want the quality work, and that's why we agreed to do the work with the Rams.
Is it unique though, coming so close to after you played the first week?
Yeah, it's unique. It's just kind of worked out schedule-wise, and that's a big part of as we get through this practice here is get the play try to get the play time balance between Thursday night and Saturday. So that's where we spent a bunch of time as a staff yesterday just trying to chart it out. But so that'll be part of our thinking Thursday night on basically kind of looking at it as 2 games. They're trying to break the work up into 2 different segments.
Before Rich gives us the update tomorrow, just overall, since we won't talk to you again before the game, what is your overall approach? You touched on it a little bit there, but I mean, do you want to see as many? Do you want to limit it to particular groups since you're going to be doing things on Saturday?
Yeah, I think the most important thing is we want to go out and compete, and go out and establish our play style as a football team. But I definitely am factoring in Saturday's work. We're looking at the combination of Thursday's work and Saturday, as one, because we're trying to find some balance in those reps, because you keep track of everybody's workload. The GPS is a good tool to regulate some of that, so that the snaps of players in Thursday's game will definitely be tied to their projected snaps in Saturday's practice.
Isaac was very raw when he got here last year as part of the nursery program. Where's he today going into his first game?
Isaac's made leaps and bounds. I mean, it's been, you think about where he was this time last year. So, I mean, he's done great. I mean, I don't think there's been a day at work where he hasn't been there. I mean, he's an every day, all day, type, worker. And you're starting to see the dividends play. I think you'll see a little more of him inside. You see what he's done with his body. He's definitely in great shape, compared to where he was last year. So he's doing a lot of good things.
You have a lot of guys on top of Isaac that are like rookies from last year that have never played a preseason game that you're kind of excited to see because you just never got them in this environment.
Yeah, definitely. I think the fact that we're playing the 4 games this year, the week 1 and week 4 will be huge games for the younger players. For the amount of time they're going to play. I mean, you're looking at probably a good half of football. Probably the way it'll hopefully sort out. So, yeah, to me, this is what the preseason's always been about. I mean, you're able to, get your starters and, guys that you have history with. You can get most of your work done in the practices, but this is about the development of your roster, the competition of your roster, and what better way to let these guys compete than these preseason games. So I've always loved the preseason game for the younger players.
Mike, you couldn't spend time, I should say, Russ spent time as Dak backup before you got here. What have you seen from him so far, and how's he progressed?
Very consistent, very bright. He had the back issue there where he missed a couple days, so I think he's kind of getting over that here the last couple of practices. But Cooper has a great understanding of the game, and you can see the way he anticipates. So, I like the way he operates. He's, like I said, he's very his process in the classroom and his understanding. Football comes very easy to him.
What's special about playing in Canton and in this particular game?
Well, it's the shrine of pro football. I think just everything around it, and I think being back in that part of the country, there's just this time of year, and the grass smells a little differently there. I just think it's such a cool experience just to go back there. I mean, this is a historical weekend. I mean, just with the 3 different classes going in, that's something that we'll definitely recognize with our team and make sure they all understand the magnitude of what this is all about. Just what surrounds the game. But from our perspective too, it's an opportunity for us to take a step, and we're not naive to where our process was last year. So thankful for the extra game, because I think we definitely need it as a football team, and especially for the development of our young players. Well, I mean, our numbers, it's a process. I think just the way we've illustrated that, we have most of our players are vaccinated or they're in the pipeline. So we feel really good about where our numbers are here today. Especially after the rankings came out there that whenever that was released there, the 3rd week in June, I think is when it was posted. So since then our team has done a great job. I mean, we're on a little bit of a different schedule, tight schedule. We have to fly into Cleveland, so we'll actually travel from Cleveland the day of the game, and we're having our pregame meal at a different location. So the opportunity to do a tour wasn't available. Just more of the timing of our arrival and so forth.
How engaged have DeMarcus Lawrence and Amari been in the meetings and other things when they're not able to practice?
I think they've been very engaged. I mean, they're veteran players. So, they're able to do what they can in the classroom. Obviously, because of the PUP restrictions, you can't be part of the mock game. But I feel great about what shape they're in, and I think it's just a matter of when they're going to come back. They're getting close physically, but it's coming off PUP, especially for a veteran player. Your timelines are always, I think, a little more cautious, because they are established. It's on Monday? No. Or Tuesday? Yeah, no. I mean, you saying do I discuss it with them? No, I don't tell them what Netflix show to watch, and I'm not going to tell them what HBO to watch. No, I mean, I'm sure they're aware of it. I'm sure their curiosity will be a part of it. I'll have a chance to watch it with Rich. Rich is an important guy today, so Rich is in the process of the editing process. Yeah. Birthday. Yeah, did you guys know it was Rich's birthday yesterday? Yeah. Do you thank him for all the good presents you got? But
You get cake in the face like that.
well, yeah, but he got a heck of a sweatshirt though. But yeah, I don't know if we'll have time, but yeah, haven't thought about it. You stumped me there.
Sorry, how do you personally weigh a young player, first or second year guy especially, what he does in a preseason game compared to what you've seen in 2.5 weeks of practice?
Well, I mean, you definitely want to weigh it all together, but I don't think there's no replacement for live action. I think you definitely have to. We all acknowledge that too, and I think this is a tough game to play in. The first one, from a schematic standpoint, isn't like we spent a lot of time on Pittsburgh. We're going to spend 2 days and kind of a jog through. We'll go with just the shells and helmets today. So it'll be good to see these guys go out there and play. And whereas as opposed to next week, Arizona, we'll have probably 3 days to prepare for them, and then when we get into Houston, we'll have a normal in-season schedule. So that's all part of the evaluation, is why I'm bringing it up. But I just want to see these guys cut it loose and play with the confidence, energy that we've been practicing here of late.
Will Houston be your direct reversal, or will that be the fourth game?
It'll be no, I'm a third game dress rehearsal type guy, but it's not as much about, how much they play or who plays. It's really leading into that week. I've always felt that I've always enjoyed when the schedule turns out a little bit more in your favor. But we play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so we don't really get that 7-day stretch, normal 7-day stretch that you look for. But it's really to get the team in sync with, what Monday looks like, what Tuesday looks like, and in season Wednesday. So we'll do that leading up to the Houston game.
Have you drafted rookies as Cyrus Mitchell flashed to you during the field, and what are your expectations for the undrafted rookie group in hopes for preseason opener?
Well, this is their time. I mean, this is what it's all about. I mean, I think it's the premise of what we spoke on is the fact that as a free agent, it's not where you start, it's where you finish. So the draft picks are in, the free agents are in. They've had their time to prepare for this opportunity, but it's game time. And when those guys get their chances, this is really where you normally see a free agent try to jump up to the front of the line. So this will be a great opportunity for all those guys.
Like Dan kind of talked about how he'll coordinate from the booth. What do y'all need to do to be on the same page before the season starts with your game flow, and how do you want to see that start off?
Well, it's just working on the little things. Dan's done it a certain way. Frankly, there's some call sheets of mine that he's looked at from an offense perspective. So just to get that part organized. I mean, he knows how to. Obviously, he has a ton of experience calling a game and what he wants to do. But it's just more the language and the communication, the operation. So, I mean, and this will be great for us to have 4 games to get through the mechanics. We're going to practice the pregame warm-up today, so we're going to come out in different groups. So it's just to get all those little things in order.
Back on Dak for a second, with him not playing, do you anticipate him going to Canton, or would he stay here and work on the pregame?
Rich wants to take care of that tomorrow with you. So.
Mike, how do you deal with your friendships and relationships with players?
I'm sorry, say that again?
How do you deal with your friendships and relationships with your players?
Well, I think the most important thing is, recognize why we're here. Really, relationships are an important part of how we do, go about our business. There's a professional relationship that has to be established, and then to me, the personal relationships develop accordingly. I've never taken an approach to try to be buddy with anybody that I've worked with. Just in football operations, I don't think that works. Didn't work as an assistant or coordinator, and it's definitely not the approach I take as a head coach. I'm clearly in tune with why I'm here and what my job responsibility is. But you do have great love and admiration for these men for not only what they do, but how they go about it and what it takes to be successful in this business. So the personal relationships that you're fortunate to establish with these guys are special. But at the end of the day, I have to operate from a certain platform, and it's easier to cross that line, but it's ultimately probably not the best thing for your job. So I'm just very cognizant of that.
What kind of stress does Mike McCarthy, when he's plugging the A-gap, put on an offensive line pre-snap and after the snap with his range of being able to rush the A-gap or bail out and double coverage within this?
Micah has a lot of ability to do things from the inside and the outside. So I think anytime you put a mug scheme, the offense has to recognize the immediate threat to the A and B gaps. The A and B, the quickest way to the quarterback's through the A and B gaps. So just that it's a popular scheme that's been in the league for a good 10 years now, and so it's definitely something that not only for him, but it's great work for the offense. So the fact that we're getting a lot of work on the mug schemes and so forth, I think it's beneficial for us.
Carter, is he doing more five technique this year than he did last year overall? What are your impressions?
I think his big thing, Rondell, is his flexibility. His flexibility to play the different techniques. So he's also a very good special teams player. We learned that about him last year. So, and I think like any of these young guys, the more you can do, obviously the better opportunity you have to be part of the roster, and I think Rondell definitely brings that to the table.
One more thing on Dak. Would your plan to be more conservative with him? Have you changed your plans on playing him in the preseason? That's still what you're looking forward to doing?
That's definitely the hope. I think just like anything with your starting quarterback, this is just the way I've always done it, regardless of where I think we are. You know, this is obviously really our first real year in the program, but I think it's important when you determine, you know, the starting quarterback. It's not really a matter of how much he plays. It's who he plays with. You know, I think it's more about the coordination and timing of who he's in there with. You know, I don't think you just play you know, your starter just to play him. You know, I don't have a script that I follow each and every year. I've done it long enough that I know what I'm looking for, but it's more about the group that's out there for his snaps.
Setting the injury aside for a second, Dak talked to us on Friday about how much he enjoys the trash talking with his teammates, whether it's during the Target game, whether it's talking to Trayvon during the team periods. How have you seen that from him, and I guess what's the moment that stands out to you that he's kind of been going at it?
Well, I mean, to me, that's part of who he is, but that's really part of this climate and atmosphere, especially training camp. I mean, we're here for a long time, and you're looking to compete at everything and anything, and he's definitely wired that way. So, yeah, I mean, the Target game, the net drill is always fun to watch with those guys because it's pretty obvious to everybody if you hit it or you didn't. So I think anytime you have a chance to compete, you see all those guys, the best of them come out, and it's. Trash talking probably hasn't been as vocal or as much because I think everybody's kind of watching their language a little more for some reason. I don't know why, but it's I think there's a little bit of that. But no, it's all about the competition. It's all about being on the field, and that's part of this game that everybody loves.
Thank you.
Thank you.